Hello Year 4 and happy 2021. Mr. Bowes here with the first online lesson that he's doing, and it is going to be maths. If you have any problems with the lesson, with the learning, you can send me an email message at admin@Mary-Magdalene's, the address on the screen now. In the subject of the email, if you put Year 4 and Mr. Bowes, then that message will get to me and hopefully I can sort that out for you. This is new for me as well as it's new for you. So, for example, as well as having the camera pointing in my face and the screen, I've also got a little pen which I can use to draw on the screen. So we'll just get by as best we can. You see, it's done that before. I don't know why it does that. Let's go back to the deliver to you guys. Here it comes. Okay, so keep my pen up. Learning objective is addition with numbers up to 4 digits in each number. So we're going up to the thousands. First little activity, if I just move me out of the way here so you can see the whole screen, I can get rid of that as well. We've got some numbers represented by discs on the left-hand side of the screen. We've got 3 different numbers. This is one number, and then you've got another number here, another number here, and we just match them to the discs on the right-hand side. So just have a look at those, think which one matches with which one. Pause the video if you want a moment. And the answers are. So the one discs, if we count them up, there are 10 of them. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 ones make 10, and so on. 10 hundreds make 1,000, and 10 tens make 100. So when we are adding, it's always important to think about the different methods we have for addition. What are those methods? Have a little think now. We might be able to do it in our head. There might be some really simple numbers and we can just add them up in our head and write the answer down without doing anything else. We might want to use a number line. Start with the biggest number and jump on along the number line to the right-hand side. We might want to partition them. We might partition the numbers and then add them up. We might want to use a formal method, putting the numbers in columns in their place value. Also, when you're looking at numbers, think about which order you're going to add them in, because these 3 numbers here that we've got to add together, I could start with the 12 and then add the 36, but in fact I'm not going to, because I can see a nice bond to 10, which helps me. The 8 and the 2 makes 10, and I know I've also got another 10 here, because that's 1 10, and I've got 1 10 there, so altogether I've got 3 10s. So that's simply going to be 30 add 36, because I didn't use that number yet, 66. Very straightforward. So look at the ordering of the numbers before you jump straight in and start calculating. Can really help you sometimes. Even when numbers get bigger, you still need to look at the digits and see if it's difficult and complicated or not. When I look at these numbers, I can see that the ones only add up to 9. They don't cross the 10 boundary, so they're not going to involve any 10s. If I look at the 10s, they're only going to add up to 8. Again, they don't cross the 10s boundary into the hundreds, so there's no exchange to take place, or sometimes instead of exchange, we use the word carry. So I'm going to use both words today, but it means the same thing when numbers get bigger and they move along into the next column. So I don't need to do much else to calculate this sum here. I know that 1 and 4 in the hundreds makes 5. So the answer is going to be 589. In the next sum down here, I can see that there is an exchange to take place. Can you see where the exchange is going to happen? Is it the ones, the 10s, or the hundreds? Yep, it's in the 10s. The 6 and the 5 add up to 11. So I'm going to have to do an exchange. I won't need to exchange in the ones column. I won't need to exchange in the hundreds column. But because there's an exchange, I'm going to do a more formal method. I'm going to write it down and do a column method. I'm going to have 9. I'm going to have 11, but I can't put 11 down there, so I'm going to exchange, and I'm going to put the 1 up on top. Now, some people put the exchange or the carried underneath. It doesn't matter where you put it, as long as you know that in this column of hundreds here, there is an extra 1 to add on. So 1 add 3 add 2 is 6. Don't forget to put your answer down in the right place. So how might you see a question and how might it be presented as a little puzzle or a problem? I'm going to go through some examples of work that you're going to need to do, and then you'll have your first activity. Once you've completed, you'll pause the video to do that. Once you've completed that activity, I will show you some more puzzles, some more questions. You can work through those with me, and then you pause the video again for a spicier challenge or the spiciest challenge. Go as far as you want to, but everyone needs to do the spicy to start. So here you've got a multiple choice answer. It says match the calculation to the correct answer. I would say that C is very easy to see the answer. B is fairly easy to read, though I might want to write it out. I've got 7,143. A is a little bit harder to interpret, but if I look at these, the golden ones there are thousands, and I've got hundreds, and I've got tens. This is actually 4,000, 100 and 10, 20, 30, 40, 4,141. Then I simply work out the calculation and see which one it matches. Okay, adding them up, I've got 3, I've got 4, I've got 1, and I've got 7. In this question, you're given the answer, but it is asking us what number is missing from the calculation. So there's a missing number problem. We know what the answer is. So if we look in the tens column that's here in question, we can see that their answer is 2, 20. But in the question part, we've got a missing number. There's a big clue because to a certain extent, it doesn't make sense. 6 add something equals 2. But actually, we know it's not 2 because they have exchanged or carried into the hundreds column. So there's that 1 there, which is a big clue. And that helps us know that the answer to the tens column is not actually going to be 2, it's going to be 12. So then we can work back and think, well, it's going to be 6, add something, equals 12. Easy. Different type of question you might get is just a simple, straightforward cross. Starting with the 6 and the 7, 13, don't forget to carry. It doesn't matter whether you put the 1 underneath there or whether you put the 1 on top, as long as you remember to put it there. 8, and so on, we work through to get the answer, 7,683. Sometimes numbers are represented by discs. As we saw earlier, these are smaller discs in the ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. There's a missing box. Complete the calculation so that the missing digit leads to an exchange. They want an exchange. That means something has got to carry on further. Whatever the answer is down here will have to be 10 or more. Now I can see that already in this box here, I've got 7. So if I want to make an exchange, whatever goes in this box has to be 3 or more. Because if I've had 3 and 7, I've got my 10, won't fit here, I'll end up with a 0, and I'm going to have another 1 up there. So the answer in this box here is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Multiple choice answer, could be anything. Okay, pause the video now, have a go at these 6 questions. Very important when you do these spicy questions that you write the question number in your workbook So for example, here we have question 1A. Write out the question and the correct answer as you think it is. It's multiple choice, but you're going to have to write down 4,226, add 1,324, and then put your answer down, put the letter, whether you think it's A, B, or C, and then write the number. So if you thought the answer was C, you'd have to write it down and you'd have to write 5,555. So working left to right, 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B. Sorry, the beginning of 2A is missing there, but that is question 2A, and you can see exactly what to do. So pause the video, have a go at those, and when you've finished, click play again, and we'll carry on to the next one. This is the next one. It's a little bit of problem solving. Which two numbers add together to make the answer 3,132? Now, we haven't really been given numbers. We've been given sets of discs again, so we're going to use our place value knowledge to find out what is in each box. So we've got four numbers, A, B, C, and D. We need to know which two of them add up to 3,132. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what each box has got in it. So this is 1,000. These are my hundreds. So I've got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. 1,500. Here we've got 10 and 2 is 12. 1,512. Then you'd write the answer for this one. What is C? Oh, excuse me, not me. What is, no, go back, Mr. Bowes. What is C and what is D? Once you've done that, you can do trial and error. You might have to add together A and C. See if you get the right answer. If it doesn't work, try two more until you get the correct answer. In this case, it was B and D. Here's a missing numbers puzzle. Samira is adding two 4-digit numbers together. What two digits could be in the tens column? What could be in there? Straight off, I look at the tens column. I know it's addition. And I think, well, hey, it's 5, so I could add 1 and 4, 3 and 2. But if you look more closely, there's some exchange or carrying going on. So here it is. There's a 1 that's got carried into the hundreds. So the answer to the tens column must be 15. What two numbers add up to 15? Think about them. They have to both be less than 10. So we could have 8 and 7, or we could also have 9 and 6. There we go. This is an interesting one because somebody makes a statement and we've got to prove it. Tim thinks that the exchange takes place in the tens column in the calculation below. Is he correct? And prove it. So first of all, you're going to have to write down your question number. You're going to have to write down he's wrong or he is incorrect. So you actually got to write the answer down and you've got to see why he's wrong. If I look at the tens column, there's no exchange taking place because it simply adds up to 4. There is an exchange in this calculation. Can you see it? Yeah, it's in the hundreds column because 2 and 8 makes 10. So the exchange is from the hundreds into the thousands. So we're going to end up with 9,000. Answer's going to look something like this. No, Tim's not correct because 20 and 20 is just 40 and the exchange takes place from the hundreds to the thousands. So that's the sort of thing you actually have to write down in a sentence using capital letters and full stops and your best handwriting. Right. Have a go at these. Pause the video. These are the spicier calculations. I hope they're big enough for you to see. You might have to zoom in a little bit if you can. Then remembering to write the question number down, write the question out, And then whichever answer you think it is, as well as writing the answer, write the letter, so that tomorrow when we're marking your work, you can see if you got 3,000, say you thought it was answer B, you would write the answer 3,018, but you would also write the letter B. Okay, so you've got both those things in your workbook. So working through 5AB, 6AB and 7AB, and then moving on. If you want a further challenge, you've got this spiciest one here. And that continues on to the next page, because again, the text was getting a little bit small and I want you to be able to read it. Okay, good luck year 4. Any problems, remember the email address is at the beginning of the video. Also that you can play back parts of this video if you were confused by anything, to listen again to the instructions. And I will see you tomorrow.